Are you thinking about blogging but don't know what content to start with? Or have you been blogging for a while and feel stuck when trying to come up with new content ideas? In this video, I'm going to get you unstuck. My name is Katerina. Every week I share a video on copywriting and content marketing to help you get better at your job. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. I don't know about you, but I have no problem coming up with new content ideas, especially when it comes to things that interest me personally. But when it comes to things that interest my readers, this is where it gets more difficult. Before I help you solve this puzzle, let me ask you a question. What is your blogging niche? Let me know in the comments below. If you're stuck with ideas for what to write, maybe I can help you find some topics. Now let's get back to the content. Whenever you're creating content, you should ask yourself, how does this help my readers solve their problems? If it doesn't help, there is no point in writing it. Every post should be aimed at the needs and wants of others, because you only benefit when your readers benefit first. Thinking about your readers and not about yourself is a characteristic of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneurial mindset is what you need to achieve your goals. What are these goals? Most bloggers create content for the following reasons: promoting their product or service, growing traffic, increasing sign-ups, building brand awareness, educating their existing customers. There is one thing you need to remember about creating content. Everything you write should help you achieve your business goal. Think backward. When you don't know what to write, think backward. Start with the end in mind. Ask yourself what you want to achieve and then work backward to understand what content you need to write to achieve it. For example, let's say you want to sell an online 30-day yoga course for beginners. This is your end goal. What kind of content can help you attract people to buy it? Obviously, you would need a landing page optimized for relevant search terms. Some people might find your course when they type in online yoga courses on Google. But it might take you a long time and ongoing SEO work to make sure your landing page gets discovered. What else can help you increase the visibility of your course on search engines? More content. Before someone considers to take a yoga course, they are probably considering several options. You can write an article that targets a key phrase, best yoga training courses, and include your course as one of the options. Before someone decides to take a yoga course, they might also need an answer to the question, how much are yoga classes? And before they even start thinking about courses, they might be looking for how to do yoga at home. You can also write blog posts, how to get into yoga, how does yoga help, and even where to buy yoga mats. Each of these posts can help you promote your course among people interested in yoga. This is a strategic approach to finding content ideas, and you need to follow it if you want to get your offer in front of your target audience. And now I'll give you a few tips on how to come up with content ideas that interest your target audience. Strategies to discover what your audience wants to read. Jobs to be done. Using the Jobs to be done framework, you can discover what problems your audience wants to solve. It works like this. When? Describe your reader's circumstances. I want to describe your reader's problem. So I can describe the reason why your reader wants to solve it. Let's look at a few examples. Say you have a blog about mindfulness. Your business goal is to sell your online mindfulness lessons. Your job to be done may sound like this. When I'm not just busy but swamped by work and can barely move under the weight of my inbox, I need to do something to prevent burnout so I can handle my day-to-day responsibilities and feel better. From this job to be done, you can come up with the following topics. How to deal with burnout. How to recover from burnout. How guided meditation brought me back from burnout. How does meditation work to relieve stress? Another example, you have a travel blog and your business goal is to drive traffic to your affiliate pages where you recommend products for travelers. Your job to be done may sound like this. When I'm planning to go to Sri Lanka for the first time, I need to know what essential things I need to take with me on this trip so I don't overpack my bag. For this job to be done, you can come up with the following topics. South Asia packing list. How to pack your vacation in Sri Lanka. If you understand your audience's pains and needs, coming up with jobs to be done that fit your business goal is pretty easy. If you don't know much about your audience, you need to do some research to determine the problems that people within your niche are having. You can look through topics related to your industry on Quora and browse subreddits on Reddit. You can also look for reviews on books and courses on Amazon and Udemy. And finally, you can use SEO or keyword research tools to determine topics that your audience cares about most. Keyword research. Keyword research allows you to determine how people that you want to target search for solutions. To do keyword research, you would need tools like Keyword Finder, Moz, Ahrefs, Word Tracker, Ubersuggest, or SEMrush. All you need to do is input a broad search term related to a niche, such as gardening tips, investing in Bitcoin, or vegan recipes. With the help of the Keyword Ideas tool, SEMrush calls it Keyword Magic Tool. You can find related terms that your readers might search for. If a search term has a high search volume, it means people care about that topic. Keep thinking backward to come up with keyword ideas that can help you achieve your business goal. For example, people who are ready to buy will be using keywords that include words like buy or try, or words that relate to your category, such as social media templates or best vegan protein powder. People who are considering options are likely to use a pattern of something versus something, such as supplements versus vitamins, keto versus low carb, or one brand name versus another brand name. Make sure you also consider problem-related how-to keywords. How to, an action verb like do, make, build, etc. X. How to find X, how to learn X, how much does X cost, how to improve X. You can also find low competition, long tail keywords if you look at the suggested topics that come up when you type in your target keyword on Google. For example, if I type the keyword how to become a copywriter, I'll get all these interesting ideas I can consider for my blog articles. How to become a copywriter with no experience, how to become a copywriter from home, how to become a copywriter for Amazon, how to become a copywriter for beginners, how to become a copywriter on Fiverr, how to become a copywriter with no experience Reddit, how to become a copywriter for free. Also, pay attention to People Also Ask box on the first page of Google's search results. For example, here are the questions that I can consider in my article about how to become a copywriter. What qualifications do you need to be a copywriter? How do I start as a copywriter? How do I become a copywriter with no experience? Is it hard to become a copywriter? I might also consider turning some of these questions into separate articles. Keyword research is a great way to understand your audience and discover topics that are relevant to them. But you might still miss some important ideas that can potentially bring a huge amount of search traffic. Competitor analysis is a great way to identify valuable keywords and find gaps in your own content. Competitor analysis. The easiest way to do competitor analysis is to find some blogs in your niche and look through their posts. When you're trying to find competitors, you'd better choose those with a large traffic. SimilarWeb is a tool that can help you understand how many monthly visits a website has. For example, HubSpot has one of the most popular blogs about marketing. Let's check how much traffic it gets. 14 million! Wow, that's huge! If you have a blog about marketing, you can browse HubSpot and write down topics you haven't covered yet. If you prefer a more data-driven approach to competitor analysis, you can use SEMrush Keyword Gap tool that compares keyword portfolios of several domains at a time. Using this tool, you can find out keywords that you've missed out on. You can get more insights about your competitors' content with Ahrefs. Top Pages report shows you which pages on your competitor's website receive the most organic traffic. These topics might be the most interesting to your audience. With Best by Links report, you can also see which pages have the most backlinks pointing to them. This might be useful for understanding the type of content that attracts links in your industry. Now, when you know what problems your audience wants to solve, what keywords they use to search for information, and what content your competitors publish on their blogs, there is one more thing we still need to figure out, and that's trends. By discovering what topics your audience is currently talking about, you can find untapped content ideas. Trends exploration. What topics are currently hot? There are a few tools that can help you figure it out. The Reddit Keyword Research Tool. This tool shows you hot topics that people are talking about on Reddit. To use it, type in the name of a subreddit and get a list of keywords from that subreddit. For example, if I type in web design subreddit, I'll get the following list of keywords. Exploding topics. Exploding Topics is a tool that analyzes millions of searches, conversations, and mentions across the internet from popular categories such as education, lifestyle, health, and legal, and shows you topics that are getting more and more popular. Buzz Summer. This tool shows you the top articles that receive the most engagement on social media. Let's try renewable energy. As you can see, Buzz Summer shows the latest news in this industry. YouTube channels. YouTube is a great place to discover new content ideas. All you need to do is find some channels in your industry and see the most popular videos on these channels. For example, let's say you write about startups. Let's see which videos are the most popular on TK Cato's channel about scaling a SaaS startup. SaaS ideas, go-to-market plan, best jobs in your 20s and 30s, how I started a SaaS business, growth hacking strategies. YouTube is a treasure trove for content ideas. Product Hunt is another great tool to find content ideas, especially for those who write about technology, new products, and startups. Using Product Hunt discussions, you can find questions that interest software entrepreneurs and use them in your content plan. Just like YouTube, podcasts is an awesome place to research content ideas. Find some trending podcasts in your industry and look through their episodes. Pay attention to titles and also descriptions. For example, I work in the software industry, and one of the podcasts I often listen to is called Found by TechCrunch. On this podcast, they interview startup founders in different industries, asking them about their companies and how they've built them. For me, this podcast is a great source of information about trending technologies and products that get investors' attention. Conference talks. Because conferences are usually held once a year, they are a perfect source to look for relevant, in-demand topics. For example, here is what the lead generation track at AdWorld, one of the biggest marketing conferences, looks like. Feedly. Feedly helps you pull together all blogs that interest you to keep you up to date with content that's getting published in your niche. It can help you identify some of the content tendencies across different websites and hone in on the best stories and topics to focus on. So there you have it. Here is a quick summary on how to come up with new content ideas. Write jobs to be done to discover problems that interest your target audience. Do keyword research to understand what keywords people that you want to target use to look for solutions. Analyze your competitors' content to find ideas that you might be missing out on. Explore trends using tools like BuzzSummer, Reddit, YouTube, podcasts, and more. Remember, all your content ideas should always come from your audience. If you get a chance to communicate with people who read your blog, make sure you ask them what kind of content they prefer, what topics they would like you to write more about, and if they enjoyed your latest blog post. If you have some questions about content ideas, or you want to see more content like this, just post a comment underneath this video. Don't forget to give this video a like. I've got more content coming out every week, so you definitely need to subscribe to my channel for more useful stuff on copywriting and content marketing. I also have daily writing tips on Instagram, so make sure you follow me there too. All the links are in the description below. I hope this video was useful. I'll see you next time with a new video. Thank you for watching. Я Катерина. До зустрічі!